Greetings, everybody. It's RPG Grandma. And we're continuing with the Dungeon Master's Guide and its explanations of alignment. So we covered law and chaos. Now we're looking at good and evil. Basically stated, the tenets of good are human rights, or in the case of advanced Dungeons and Dragons, creature rights. Each creature is entitled to life, relative freedom, and the prospect of happiness. Cruelty and suffering are undesirable. Evil, on the other hand, does not concern itself with rights or happiness. Purpose is the determinant. There can never exist a lawful chaos or an evil good. These and their reverses are dichotomous. This is not to say that they cannot exist in the same character or creature if it is insane or controlled by another entity. But as general divisions, they are mutually exclusive pairs. Consider also alignment graph. If law is opposed to chaos and good to evil, then the radically opposed alignments are lawful neutral, chaotic neutral, neutral good, neutral evil, lawful good, chaotic evil, lawful evil, chaotic good. Lawful groups might, for example, combine to put down some chaotic threat. For example, just as readily as good groups would combine to suppress some powerful evil. Basic understanding and agreement, however, is within the general specific alignment, i.e., one of the 9 categories. These are defined as follows. So, what he's saying there is alliances are much more nuanced. They come and they go, and they're based on threats, and they're based on whether, law thinks it's under threat, and so it doesn't matter if you're good or evil or neutral. We gotta protect the law. Chaos, again, doesn't matter if you're good, evil, or neutral. We've got to protect the bigger group, the bigger division. And good and evil will do the same thing. They'll ignore the nuances of neutrality, law, and chaos if it's to the benefit of the larger group within the good and the evil categories to work together. And then they'll go right back to infighting after the threat is over, because that's what happens, because they do not hold a coherent group ethos. They just got that part wrong. Yeah, I'm not talking to that guy no more. Kind of attitudes takes over. So let's see what they have to say. Neutrality, absolute or true neutral creatures view everything which exists as an integral, necessary part or function of the entire cosmos. Each thing exists as part of the whole, one as a check or balance to the other, with life necessary for death, happiness for suffering, good for evil, order for chaos, and vice versa. Nothing must ever become predominant or out of balance. Within this naturalistic ethos, humankind serves a role also, just as all other creatures do. They may be more or less important, but the neutral does not concern himself or herself with these considerations, except where it is positively determined that the balance is threatened. Absolute neutrality is in the central or fulcrum position quite logically, as the neutral sees all other alignments as part of a necessary whole. This alignment is the narrowest in scope. So true neutral is the narrowest in scope. When you get into the nuances of the other neutrals, then it makes neutrality bigger. Neutral good creatures of this alignment see the cosmos as a place where law and chaos are merely tools to use to bring life, happiness, and prosperity to all deserving creatures. Order is not good unless it brings this to all. Neither is randomness and total freedom desirable if it does not bring this good. See the difference? Neutral evil, similarly to neutral good alignment, that a neutral evil holds that neither groups nor individuals have great meaning. This also holds that seeking to promote weal for all actual brings woe to the truly deserving. Natural forces, which are meant to cull out the weak and stupid, are artificially suppressed by so-called good, and the fittest are wrongfully held back. So whatever means are expedient can be used by the powerful to gain and maintain their dominance without concern for anything. So this is all about survival of the fittest. Lawful good. Creatures of lawful good alignment view the cosmos with varying degrees of lawfulness or desire for good. They are convinced that order and law are absolutely necessary to assure good, and that good is best defined as whatever brings the most benefits to the greater number of descent. Thinking creatures and the least woe to the rest. Lawful neutral. It is the view of this alignment that law and order give purpose and meaning to everything. Without the regimentation and strict definition, there would be no purpose to the cosmos. Therefore, whether a law is good or evil is of no importance as long as it brings order and meaning. Lawful evil. Obviously, all order is not good, nor are all laws beneficial. Lawful evil creatures consider order as the means by which each group is properly placed in the cosmos, from lowest to highest, strongest first, weakest last. Good is seen as an excuse to promote the mediocrity of the whole and suppress the better and more capable, while lawful evilness allows each group to structure itself and fit its place as compared to the others, serving the stronger but being served by the weaker. So this is very much the strong, might makes right kind of attitude. Chaotic good. To the chaotic good individual, freedom and independence are as important to life and happiness. The Etho views this freedom as the only means by which each creature can achieve true satisfaction, happiness, law, order, social forms, and anything else which tends to restrict or abridge individual freedom is wrong, and each individual is capable of achieving self-realization and prosperity through himself, herself, or itself. I'm a free spirit of love. Chaotic neutral. This view of the cosmos holds that absolute freedom is necessary, whether the individual exercising such freedom chooses to do good or evil is of no concern. After all, life itself is law and order, so death is a desirable end. Therefore, life can only be justified as a tool by which order is combated, and in the end, it will pass into entropy. Kind of a bummer worldview, but there you go. Chaotic evil. And we're about to run out of time. So we're going to pick up with chaotic evil in the next episode and see what it has. A lot on alignment in here. So we'll be continuing all the wonderful alignment stuff. So stay tuned for chaotic evil. Bye.